Moving on into our next topic. Guys, remember to please like the video as it helps support the channels. Please scan for our individual channels, CalGunner TV, HotSport. And that goes into, I just want to talk about our next topic, which is why Anton's wearing that that Barcelona top. Because we had a little bit of an argument, a little bit of back and forth in the group chat, and that was Yamal versus
Yamal.
Yamin
Having a
Lamal
great
or
day.
whatever
Burnley.
versus Saka. Who's the better player right now? Who has more potential? If you're literally like, not to load the question at the front end, but only an Arsenal fan would is gonna have entertained this discussion right now. But Anton, take the floor. What do you think in the Lamine Yamal versus Bukayo Saka?
well,
Argument?
you know what the jersey I'm wearing. You think I was going to go down one route, but no, I'm the Arsenal fan who decided to throw the Bukayo Saka in this conversation.
And if you're a fan of Anton, you're not surprised.
But I want to say, look, I come in peace. This is not an agenda, right? This is simply, right? This is my peace offering to you Barca fans, right? I'm not hating on your guy, right? Because I got to say, before I begin, it drives me nuts how a Chelsea fans specifically find whatever right winger that they've got at the time and decide that we're going to throw him in a conversation with Saka. Whatever is your flavor of the month now, let's throw him in a conversation with Saka. And that drives me crazy. And look, I got to give credit to KJ and some of the other people who are speaking because it's giving me a little bit more perspective in how I'm going to go through this chat, right? So there are certain wordings that I'm going to avoid using when I talk about this. But look, I've done a bit of research into this because obviously I was a little bit knee-jerk in the way I said it. So I've dug myself a little bit of a hole, but I still believe in what I said initially. So I'll get you to that promised land at the end.
But what did you say initially? What do you believe? Okay. You haven't really said what you believe yet. You've just been kind of circling around. What do you believe, Anton?
I believe that Bukayo Saka is just as good as Lamine Yamal, if not better.
If not, come on.
Better. Saka's better than Yamal. All right, fine. You know what, Cal? You're going to provoke me. Saka is better than Lamine Yamal. Okay, I've just said it.
You heard it here first.
Okay, and look, by the way, I've listened to other podcasts where people have talked about other Arsenal fans who've made this claim and they come out with them like crazy. So I've sort of avoided sharing my feelings on the topic until now because somehow I just let it slip that I said that because you know what it was. People were like, "Well, do you think that Somebody asked me what's the because I said originally. I said, how could you say Yamal is the best right wing in the world? Like, what about Mohamed Salah? And then somebody goes, well, I bet you think that Saka is better than Salah. I'm like, I've never said that Saka is better than Salah, but I will say that Saka is better than Yamal. And here's my premise, right? And I've been looking at the stats, right? Just by the way, this is what drove me nuts about this topic initially, and when he was having a great Euros. And by the way, at the time when he was having a great Euros, that was literally off the back of his first season in which he kind of came onto the scene, really. I mean, we've always known about him like as a prodigy, but he really started to first come out onto the scene. And, he had that breakout Euros. And at that time, I didn't know as much about Yamal or watch as much of Yamal at the time. But again, it was just one of those things where all of a sudden this kid who at the time I think was like 16 or 17 playing in the Euros. It was like a Max Dowman age. And everyone's telling me that he's better than Saka. And I'm like, that is so disrespectful. This is my biggest gripe about this. It's less about the Yamal and more on the Saka. People don't appreciate or really understand how great this guy is. Like I'm saying, Yamal controls games. Saka does not control game, or Saka doesn't, influence games. And like, bro, you're not watching Saka. Saka influenced games for Arsenal. Saka influences games for England. Saka has been consistent throughout his career since we put him at left wing back way back in 2020. So about 5 years. He's played in two 2 cup finals in for England and 2 Euro finals. He's been to a World Cup quarter final as well. He scored a hat trick at the World Cup, if I'm not wrong as well. So it's not like Saka has not shown you his qualities, and he's been Arsenal's talisman. I mean, Cal will go and tell you he's been Arsenal's talisman, and people like to throw trophies as like a barometer for success. Like,
It is.
oh, this guy has won more trophies than this guy. But let's take a look at kind of the difference here. When Saka first broke into the Arsenal team, he was on one of the shittest Arsenal teams ever, playing out of position. And I feel like by the way, Saka was never meant to be. He was never meant to be this good as well. I think Yamal, at a certain respect, was sort of like LeBron-ish, where it's like, we're expecting him to be this good. We're talking about this kid who is making YouTube videos at 11 years old with Messi and being like, oh, look how good this kid is, right? So I think he kind of living up to the hype, which I got to give him respect. But Saka has come from an Arsenal system where you sort of bleed people in, and the minute he got his chance, he played with Aubameyangs, he played with Lacazettes, he played with Ozils, and he broke into the team right away as basically became Arsenal's best player. Where we built the team around him right away. We let Aubameyang go right away, and we're like, just gave him the keys to the car, and he's been consistent since then. It's more about the fact that people don't see how great Saka is. And so, yes, I've looked at some of these stats, and I'm not going to hide. I'm going to drop them out here. I'm going to share the screen, right? Yamal against Saka, right? So I want to go back. Let's go back to which is the title charge year? 23-24? And that was his, really? Oh, wait, go back. Have I?
23-24.
Yeah. Okay. So let's bring this to the stage. 23-24 for Yamal will also going to go 23-24. So this year, by the way, people already were saying that Yamal was better than Saka before the Euros even started, which for me at the time, I was like perplexed because Saka was just leading a title charging Arsenal that just missed out on the title like on the last day. I mean, the average score rating here was 7.72, Saka 7.34. So I gotta say, Yamal, look at these heat maps; they're almost freaking identical. So you gotta say, like, Yamal, give credit to him. Look at the minutes difference for Saka at the time. Look at the GA. Look, 16 Saka goals to 5. So, like, for me, that's, again, we gotta say that Lamine Yamal was 16 years old. So I've got to be really clear about that. But at this time, people were already making the claim Yamal is better than Saka.
I'm gonna have to interject at this point.
All right. Yeah, feel free to interject anytime.
Okay. At this point, for all those who don't know, I like Saka is my favorite player in world football. He is. He's just my favorite. And that's because he's Arsenal, he's born and bred, and he is, in my opinion, the best player on the team. And he's just so special, and he's improved every single year. But he's not Yamin Lamal. And at this point in time, during this year, I remember this when Yamin Lamal, tongue twister, when he broke into the scene, people were saying after the Euros that he was better than Saka, and I was getting pissed off because it's like, dude, it was just, a good tournament. I don't think he's there yet. He doesn't have the track record. But, we've seen him, Yamal, for a while now, and I think at this point in time, I think it's pretty clear that this guy is like the best right winger in the world. And
wait, but one of the best. That's crazy to say that, though. Is that I keep putting Mohamed Salah in this?
I want to finish my point. Right. Okay, the reason I say he's the best is because Salah's completely fallen off a cliff. So I think Saka has been better than Salah this season. If we're talking about the here and now, and the thing is, Salah isn't a spring chicken. He's old. He's not getting any better, guys. You know what I'm saying? And Yamal, and he's not only won, he's won more trophies than Saka, but he's the main guy winning the trophies. He's not just like a Phil Foden for Man City, who was one of the guys in a team with De Bruyne, Rodri, and those kind of guys. Like for that Euros run, he was like the main guy on that Euros team, which was insane. Like watching a 16-year-old do that. And then at that time, I was like, okay, he definitely is showing more talent than
Cal, you
Saka, but
there?
I'm not.
Ooh. Cal, you
Hello?
there?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
here.
Well, that was weird. I don't know what the
What
fuck
happened?
happened there.
Oh,
Something
yeah.
just like completely dropped off the map. I don't know what happened
Okay.
there.
Okay.
I
I
was
was
just
just checking my internet.
listening to you talk, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden, like the whole stream
Yeah.
collapses. I'm like,
Okay.
all right. Well, I apologize. All apologies to everybody for
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Technical
What was the
issue.
last thing you heard me say?
You were saying something about Yamal carrying them and being the main
Yeah.
contributor to
Yeah.
the
I was saying,
trophies.
yeah. Yeah. I was saying, yeah, no, Yamal is the main guy. And he's not like a Phil Foden where he's like, relying on a De Bruyne or a Rodri or, all like that insane City side. Like Yamal is like the main reason why Barcelona won the league. And he's one of the main reasons why, Spain won the Euros. And like just being the main guy on a team that young. I always like after the Euros, I thought, okay, Yamal definitely is more talented. Like you don't do that. So I said, okay, he needs a consistency because people have these seasons where they go berserk. We've seen it before.
Mm.
But the fact that he's shown it for multiple seasons now, and the main guy in a team winning trophies at this age, what I see him do, what I'm like when I watch this guy on the pitch, he can do things that literally no one else I'm seeing doing. Like you can give him the ball and he will just dribble past and shoot, and it's like he's not one of those guys who's just like, I'm just going to dribble the ball and like pass it back and,
Mm.
dribble the ball and, just bad at decision making, but I look really nice and I look really silky. The dude shoots the ball and it's good. It's strong. He dribbles past players, scores. Like he's the finished, like he's like practically the finished article. And it's like something that I'm like, you just don't see in football anymore. It's like, he's not just a fancy dude. Like, he scores the important goals. Like I'm not sure what his volume is
Yeah.
looking like, but in terms of the kind of shots I'm seeing him take off, his decision making, he cuts back when he needs to cut back, he shoots when he needs to shoot, and then extremely good shots. His first touch, his dribbling ability, his mentality. You know what I'm saying? Even in the Club Rouge game that we saw that Barcelona dropped points in, like he's like, give me the ball, I'm scoring. Like he has that killer instinct. It's like, dude, like Yamal, like he's like, I'm sorry, dude, but like if Yamal was playing for Arsenal, we just win the league. Like
Hey,
I'm
big
sorry.
up to Tyrell Gunner TV. Big him up, by the
Big
way,
up,
in the channel.
big up, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By the
Yamal,
way,
like, and by the
up and
way,
coming Arsenal content creator. By the way, he was
yeah,
on the other day with Gunner's Therapy. Man, he does great content. Go check him out. He does watch
hey,
alongs as well. So yeah, big him up, man.
big up to you, dude. But
Yeah.
I'm saying this to say this, right? Arsenal fans, we are very protective of Saka, and we should be, and we should continue to be, because he has been slagged off. He gets compared to players that aren't on his level over and over again,
But see,
and he's
this is
still,
why I like this debate, though, Cal. Right?
yeah,
This is
yeah,
what I want to point out, because this is the thing that annoys me and what makes
yeah.
me push back. This is not a ridiculous conversation. This is probably the two best right wingers in world football. It's not like,
Oh, for me, it is a ridiculous conversation for me,
wait.
because
So you think that Yamal is so far ahead of Saka
yeah,
that it's
yeah,
insulting to compare?
yeah.
Because like look, I'll give you an example, right?
You know why? You know why I'm saying this though. Like, I think Yamal is like, like Saka. It's like this. It's like like LeBron was the best player in the league. Second place is still the second best player in the world, but it's just so far off LeBron that it just doesn't make any
Right.
sense.
Okay. So what
That's
I
how
mean
I
by
feel
that.
about Yamal. Like,
So
that's
let
how
me
I
see.
feel.
Let me try to find. So like what I
Yamal's
mean
probably
by
gonna go down if like the only thing with Yamal right now is that he just needs to stop the partying and stuff like that. But like if he like just continues,
see, this was another part of my thing, right?
if he just continues like to play the football that he's been playing, like all he needs to do is maintain what he's been doing, and he's going to go down as one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Like people are
So
gonna when you're putting together eras of football, like it's going to be like the Yamal Mbappe era of football. Like that's what
Yeah.
you're going to be saying.
No,
You
so
know what I'm
look,
saying?
if you look at this, this is why I brought up all these FIFA ratings, right? So it shows just to show that EA Sports still thinks it's not a ridiculous conversation. So they have rated Yamal at 89. And if you go all the way down, which by the way, there's a lot of players because there are women's players in here. Bukayo Saka is rated 88. So it's like they're one rating point off of each other. That's why I'm trying to
FC's
say it's
both
not a
dude. Come
ridiculous
on,
conversation.
don't use that metric, bro.
No,
Don't use
no,
that.
but I'm just saying it just shows you that they're somewhat in the same ballpark. Like it's not a crazy conversation. I'm sorry. Like comparing Estevao to Saka, I think is crazy. Comparing like I don't know, like some of these other dudes, the Chelsea freaking dudes that they compare to Saka, I think is crazy. But now that we're actually having a conversation where somebody is on the level, and I just don't think it's a ridiculous conversation to have. I think
it's
is
ridiculous.
more respectful. But you're thinking about it from the Yamal side. I'm thinking from the Bukayo Saka side. This is a more respectful conversation to have. These are the type of players I'd rather compare him to than compare him to like players who are nowhere near his level.
I just
and
think
then
Yamal is
people
just
say,
like
"Oh, I
on a
think
different
Estevao could be
strategy.
better than Saka," and I just think
No,
people
that's stupid.
don't understand what Saka brings to the table. And like this is my sort of thing, and maybe just kind of where angle I'm coming from it, right? Let's say you switch these two players out. You put Saka on Barca and you put Yamal on Arsenal. I just don't think Yamal defends the way I want him to, and that we might be more exposed defensively. I just don't think Yamal can beat the physical of the defenders and weave through those defenders the way you're explaining. Like away at Sunderland. I saw Saka try to do it away at Sunderland, and he got clobbered double sided, bang, like trying to dribble 2-3 defenders, and it would happen with Yamal.
I don't believe that because
I think and
Yamal
you put Saka in the La Liga, he's got acres of space to run into, and he's gonna put up tremendous numbers.
He'll do well there, but Yamal's also done it on the international stage, which is the problem. The problem with this argument.
Saka.
Yeah,
Saka's
but
got the same consistency for England.
No, but you're saying
for Arsenal.
You're saying that Yamal's not going to be able to handle the Prem's physicality. If he's able to handle international football and be like the best in the world at internationals,
different.
Dude, in international football,
Florian Wirtz can handle. It's so different. Florian Wirtz can handle international football. He is Germany's best player. When his best performances for Liverpool this year have been in the Champions League against Frankfurt, against Real Madrid. But when Florian Wirtz has to play in the Prem, he's struggling. This is the same. We're falling into the same trap as you did. What people did with Wirtz.
No,
you think like it's plug and play. I think people don't understand it's like Saka is playing the game on difficulty level and like on difficult, and Yamal is playing it on like I don't know, like medium.
I don't believe that at all.
That's the way I feel.
You don't win the Euros being the best player at 16 without being one of the best players like ever. And then he just goes and then he just wins La Liga against by the way, that Real Madrid team, bro. Like we saw, like they won the league. They won the champs and the league, and they got Mbappe. And they were saying in that same season that they were just going to win everything, and Barca is the one that knocked them back down because half the reason why Real Madrid started slipping is because they keep getting slapped up by Barca, and that's because of like players like Yamal. And Yamal is physically tough as well. Like he is. Like you don't dribble past these players. It's not like he's dribbling past players and they're just not touching him. Like he's able to absorb contact with his dribbles as well. Like and he's not small. He's not like Messi size. He's tall. He's a tall guy too. Now he's not
he's
like
taller than Saka actually.
Yeah. So it's like he's not like a physical pushover. Like
he's the same Yamal, height as me. He's 180.
Like for what he's doing at his age right now. Like if Yamal was like, I don't know, 29 or something, you'd be like, okay, this is like he has a bit of experience, and like some players bloom later. But he's literally like he was doing it as a child, and he keeps doing it. Like I didn't expect Yamal to be like this. Like when I first, as I said, when I first saw Yamal after the Euros, I was like, I'm not gonna say he's better than Saka yet. It's like one competition. Again, he hasn't been doing it for long. So then he like made me shut the fuck up because he went and he won La Liga, and like He won La
My
Liga.
main
He lost.
contention, Cal, though.
He had the ability of winning the Champions League, and then in this season again, he's like playing. It's just Barca isn't doing very well right now, but it's not his fault. You know what I'm saying? So in terms of talent, like it's ridiculous.
My
It's
main
absolutely
contention
ridiculous.
here, okay, whatever. My main contention here is this. It's more that like to begin with, that it's not a ridiculous conversation. I'm going to illustrate why it's not a ridiculous conversation and how close it is from that resume of Yamal belonging to Bukayo Saka, right? And I hate if ups and maybes, but in this scenario, I just have to illustrate how close it is. So Son Heung-min scores a goal for Tottenham against City. They drop 2 points in that game. Arsenal win the league. Oyarzabal scores a goal. By the way, England is 1-1. England against Spain, the final of the Euros. They remember who was on the other side of the pitch from Yamal in that game. By the way, Yamal wasn't great in that game. It was more Nico Williams. But Yamal and Saka both play in that game. If Oyarzabal scores, that changes the game. So that's two different goals. If Oyarzabal doesn't score and Son does score, and then like Saka is the one that's got a Euros and a Premier League title, and then both the players were both at the semifinals last year of the Champions League. So while Yamal got his team there, so did Saka. And you could argue, I know you agree with me, who is England's best player, right? Saka. Who is Arsenal's best player? Saka. So it's not like Saka isn't contributing to that success either. It's so close. I get you can say, look, I'm not saying that Saka is going to be the better player than Yamal forever when we look back at the end of their careers, but I'm saying that like Saka has built a resume that you can't just skip over. It's not like Saka's not doing all this stuff. Saka, he's in the conversation. He's doing the same shit.
He's not doing
you get what I'm saying?
No, I don't think he is doing the same shit.
But did you hear what I just said? How close that is?
I mean, to be honest with you, at the end of the day, if Saka wanted to be if Saka wants to be in this conversation, he needs to be scoring the goal and winning the games and winning the chaps. When he needs to be the one that in those moments just win the game.
I mean, if Saka away at the Bernabeu, 0-0. Who scored?
But what did he do against PSG? He didn't score. He skies the ball.
Oh, he should have scored a few though. He had that. Some of those are his great.
But he did. But that's the problem. He didn't do it.
Put Yamal in that scenario against Donnarumma on that.
I don't care. I don't
think it goes in either.
To be honest, I don't really care because in the situations, Yamal, he's done it. He played for Barca and they beat Real Madrid to the title. He played in the Euros, they won the Euros. Like he won. Like if for me to say that Saka is better than Yamal, he would literally have to just win.
Okay. What if this year we do what I think we're doing and winning the Prem and Champs, and then Saka's got a Premier League title and a Champions League title swinging from around his neck? And that means Yamal hasn't got it. That's what I'm saying. So if we're that close,
it would also depend what he did in the games as well. It's not a ridiculous
conversation.
But then it would also depend what he does in the games as well. Because my reason is not just about the trophies to Yamal. Like he is like obviously the best player there, and he's obviously scoring the goals. He's obviously dominating the games. Is Saka
not obviously our best player, our best attacker? Even forget about Gyökeres.
Yeah, Saka doesn't like let's like. To keep it completely 100, Saka isn't like Yamal is more important to Barca than Saka is for Arsenal at the moment.
I mean, you can argue you got Rafinha in there who had
been injured all
season. Okay, yeah, but so has Yamal been injured for a period of time. Yamal didn't go play at St. James's Park this year.
The way Yamal just dominates games as well. Like I'm sorry, like it's just not the same. It's not the same.
At the same time, I don't know if I can believe that Yamal is a good, because you see how Yamal gets exposed on the counterattack playing that Barcelona system. Like you never see that happen with a Bukayo Saka team. They get like there's two sides of the game. I just feel like if I'm building, and by the way, that point you made about him partying with whatever OnlyFans girls or whatever that is, that's an important. Saka, you never see Saka doing that type of shit. He's a mature young man who is always just working at his craft. He's married, like at his age already, and he's just totally focused on what he's doing. And
He's still not as good though.
That's why in the chat I asked this question, right? And for those of you guys who want to answer the poll in the chat, and I asked it, if you were building your team today, who would you build it after? And for me, I'm more comfortable giving the keys to my franchise to a guy with a good header on his shoulders like Saka, who could still give me the production, whose work rate is tremendous, who constantly is consistent every single week in and week out. And again, the resumes are so freaking close. I get it. You got the years on Yamal.
But the resumes aren't close, though. The resumes are not close.
I literally just asked you if we won.
But we didn't. We didn't win.
If it wasn't close, then you'd be like, Saka could win the Premier and the Champs, and Yamal's CV is still better. But I asked you, and you said no.
Chelsea,
well, that would win the Premier.
I'm gonna tell you this, and it pisses me off that I have to say this. Chelsea has 2 UCLs. We have none. It's not close. We're not close to them. You know what I'm saying? In terms of Champions Leagues, I still think we're a bigger club than Chelsea. But I'm just saying.
But what's going to do with Yamal against Saka?
Saka has like 0. He doesn't have any Prems. He doesn't have any champs. He doesn't have any European, any trophies with England. He doesn't have any of them. Yamal, he has a Euro and he has a league title. Plus, he won the domestic treble. I'm pretty sure with Barca. Saka doesn't have that. If he has an absolute.
So that's what I'm saying though. He's been thereabouts. He was in the same Euro finals as Yamal.
And you remember what you just said?
He was also in a semi-final of the Champions League.
But he didn't win.
He didn't win. A hair off of winning the Premier League title before that Euro.
But he didn't do it.
Off.
But he didn't.
But I'm saying, but he's still in the ballpark. That's not necessarily all on Saka. To
be honest with you, when you're doing these comparisons and you're doing the side by sides and you're doing stuff like that, it's like, dude, getting it across the line matters. It's why we are so anxious and want to win the league. We don't at the end of the day, no one cares about being close that much. We want to win at a certain point.
At the end of the day, I still feel
Saka hasn't won. In order for Saka, think about this. In order for Saka to be to get the same amount of plaudits that Yamal has, he would literally have to have a better season than any Arsenal player has ever had in the history of the football club. For Saka to win the Champions League and the Prem, he would literally have had a better season than any player in the history of Arsenal. That's what he would have to do to have the same amount of plaudits. You see how insane that sounds? When you say it out loud?
I don't think that's statistically the Yamal is pulling up trees. His numbers are pretty regular for most wingers across Europe.
Come on, dude. You watch
the stats are comparable.
You watch him play, bro.
I have watched him, but I still see a small dude, and I still believe that if you were to put Yamal in the Prem and you put Saka in La Liga, Saka would be doing better in the Liga than Yamal is doing in the Prem. I believe that.
Yamal would dominate. He would. All you need to do is give him a platform. If you put Yamal in this Arsenal team, we would fucking win everything.
But see, people thought that about Wirtz. We're going. Yeah,
that's because Wirtz doesn't have a platform. That's the thing. Liverpool's shit. It's not like Slot has built this platform for Wirtz and Wirtz just isn't performing. There's literally no platform at Liverpool. You put Yamal in a team like Arsenal where we are so defensively sound, and
defensive soundness is Saka's ability to chip in on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
Yamal, you're gonna have a floater again. I don't want floaters. We had Mesut Ozil at Arsenal.
We don't need.
I changed my perspective on that. Back in the day when I was the biggest Ozil defender, right? And I was like, look at this guy. He's amazing on the ball. He's got the best creator I've seen in Europe. But I've seen Arsenal fans put him through the blender. I had this guy named Gary. I used to argue him about Ozil all the time. And he used to give me all these other number 10s who I thought were nowhere near as good. He's like, they'd be better at Arsenal. Why? Because they actually go in there and they track back and they run and they press. And that was missing from Ozil's game, which is why I think at the end of the day, Ozil's going to be a little bit forgotten in terms of when you talk about Arsenal legends, where I think Saka won't be, because Saka puts in that stuff and it's in that part of the game. I feel like Yamal comes to Arsenal and he's Ozil. Like,
dude,
he looks great on the ball. He can score, produce you some great moments. But when we need to cling on to a 2-1 win, I'd be uncomfortable not having Saka.
The thing is, when you have players of Yamal's level, you don't need them, or you shouldn't. They shouldn't be running back. You shouldn't. You don't need 11. Like, you're kind of brainwashed by it. Like, this is a bit of brainwashing right now, bro. Like, we don't need 11 men defending all the time. Like, we have, like, Timber, one of the best right backs, one of the best one-on-one defenders in world football. Like, we have, like, one of the strongest back. Like, our defense is absolutely insane. We have Zubamendi and Rice, who always win the ball back, and like we can platform Yamal. We can have a guy who's just able to just dribble past a team and just win a game of football. We can have that. Are you telling me you're not going to have, like, someone of that level? Are you telling me that you wouldn't have Messi in the team because he doesn't run back? Like, come on. Messi never ran back.
Again, Messi's another player that never got to play in the Prem. Like, and I never got to see what that looked like.
Dude,
again,
come on, please.
I still
dude,
think that Messi. No. I'm not going there. I still think that Messi is goated, right? But there's still that question on his career.
Dude, that's not a question on his career.
One thing you can't say about Cristiano Ronaldo is that Cristiano Ronaldo played in the Prem and won in the Prem.
Dude, the Prem isn't the do all or be all. Like, it's not. But it's not everything.
Physicality, that part of it, where, like, you play them on a harder level. Sometimes, you play, like, when you're playing sports,
okay. I'll tell
you
this.
Max Dahman, you're a kid, right? Or you're a teenager, and you play against other teenagers, and you're like, "Whoa, look at me! I'm so good!" Like, for me, I used to do basketball. I was so good at basketball. I was beating everybody with my tricks and my dribbles, and I was getting the hole whenever I wanted. When I ended up going to the big leagues with the boys who wanted to body me out of the way all the time, I would barely getting the ball. Like, and every time I tried to dribble, nothing would come off because there was a guy in my grill giving me that extra physicality, and it threw me off.
The thing is,
like,
okay, I'm going to say this.
That's sort of like the way it is. Like, Yamal would be coming to the Premier League.
Destroy your entire argument right here, right now.
Go for it.
First of all, is Max Dahman more physically dominating than Yamal? Like,
we put Max Dahman in little spurts when the game is over.
Dude,
like
Max Dahman, like, when Max Dahman plays, like, you can tell. Like, you can tell. Like, he gets past. We played him against Newcastle, and he, like, you remember that in preseason when we played him there, and Newcastle was treating it like it was a fucking cup final, and he still, like, just was literally made a joke out of Joe Linton, one of the most physical bullies in the team in that Newcastle side. Literally made him, like, cry on the pitch.
I'm not questioning Yamal's technical ability.
This is what I'm saying.
We're losing
No. I'm not losing track. This is part of my point. No, you're cutting me off. This is part of my point. Right, and Max Dahman isn't as good as Yamal. If Max Dahman can do that to tough defenders that are Prem proven, can actually, first of all, win the fouls, dribble past them, make them look like absolute fools. And by the way, in the Prem and in every sport, when you have a player dribbling past players and actually doing stuff like that, they get the fouls. It happens. They get the fouls. Like, when you dribble past players, you get the fouls. And Max Dahman was able to do that. You think, like, Yamal is not going to come into the Prem, dribble past players? They're going to foul him hard. He's going to win us pens. He's going to make absolute fools out of these players, and he's going to score because his shot is true and is pure, and he's able to. And we play against a lot of low blocks. Let's face it, a lot of teams aren't trying to, like, press us. You know what I'm saying? I know you say it's, like, super physical for us. Like, we haven't been, like, having to be that physical in the league so far this season just because of all the low blocks we're facing. Like, Sunderland and Newcastle are, like, one of the two games in the league so far where a team, and maybe a little bit of Crystal Palace, where a team actually tried to take it to us physically. You know what I'm saying? Other teams are literally just dropping back as soon as they see us. And you really think they're going to press Yamal? If they try to press Yamal, he's just going to beat them. And he's going to create space. And he's not a guy who's going to cut back. He's a shooter. He's going to take the shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, when Waneri, like, first popped on the scene for us, we saw what it was like. Who was an extremely technical person in the midfield. He wasn't physical dominant. He wasn't physically dominant like MLS. But when he was able to like create space for himself with his technical ability, he's able to be a real threat. And that's the thing. We've fallen in love with this like whole physical defending thing, but we have enough of that. You know what I'm saying? Like you just need the platform. If you have six Yamals, you're gonna not do anything. If you have one Yamal with a team like us, bro, he's not gonna have to defend because the entire team's defending. He's gonna have enough energy and the technical ability to create space and score some serious fucking bangers. So nah, man, I don't agree with this whole he's just gonna get bullied in the Prem. I just don't believe that at all.
Okay, look, we're gonna have to agree to disagree at some point. Look, I understand that I built myself a little bit of a hole. Like as the more even before we got into this debate, the more I've been doing my research over the dev. To understand that I built myself a little bit of a hole. But the more thing I'm just trying to illustrate to you is that it's not insulting to throw like the other best. Like honestly, ask me a question. Forget about these two. Are these the best two wingers in the world right now? Right now. From the right hand side. I know we're talking about
from the right hand.
He's goated and he's having a bad season.
On the right hand side, arguably yes.
So it's not a crazy. So again, it's not a crazy thing. It's like arguing you'd either have Giannis or LeBron.
That is insulting, but that is just insulting. No, like, would you rather have like a prime LeBron or prime Giannis? It's obviously LeBron. Like,
but we're not saying prime. We're saying right now in 2025.
Oh no, but that's a different thing. That's
because otherwise I can
that'd be the Salah versus like if you're talking right now, that's closer to a Salah versus Saka argument. Like someone who's like very good right now, and like an older player who's like obviously a legend and still contributes a lot. You know what I'm saying? So that's LeBron versus Giannis. But if I were to tell you, would you rather have fucking MJ, or not even MJ, even like LeBron or Giannis? It's like, well, no.
Or even let's say LeBron or KD.
Even LeBron or
KD, where they were similar, like
let's say same positions, similar positions, like freaking. Would you rather have LeBron or fucking Jason Tatum? Like Jason Tatum's one of the best players in the world, but like, come on, like, what are we doing here?
See, for me, I'm looking at these. I'm thinking just by their physical, their builds. I'm thinking Saka's a little bit more like LeBron in terms of just being such a physical unit. Versus
LeBron was like everything though. Like,
Yamal is a little bit more. I think more. It's more LeBron or KD.
Yeah, and it's still like, and it's still, yeah, that makes more sense. And well, not even LeBron and KD. I think because LeBron's just too good at everything. I think maybe KD, if KD is Yamal, then maybe maybe KD or Tatum or something like that. KD or Tatum. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd obviously take KD. Like just
over LeBron James.
Over Tatum.
Oh. Yeah, well, because I think just he's
even though it's like, even though, and if you have that conversation, people are going to get mad at you and they say that's a ridiculous conversation to have. But it's not. But Tatum's like one of the best players in the world. But it's just that, it's like, KD's just way better.
Another good one is just KD and Giannis. Like Giannis is more of a Saka where he's had to build it through his work rate. He's obviously got the physical gifts, but his natural ball ability isn't as natural as anybody else. That was all came in. He was brought as a raw project, and that he was a late bloomer as well. That all kind of came together later on in his career. You could tell it's very much him teaching himself how to get better all the time. Where KD was more of just a natural talent. But even then, the reason why. And even then, I don't agree with that, because the reason why I rate Yamal so much is, first of all, I don't think KD had that mentality, which is something Yamal does have. You know what I'm saying? Like, KD had to go to the Warriors, and Steph was still the main guy. Yamal was never the card that Yamal was dealt was Barcelona. It was not OKC.
But he's still the main guy. He's still the main guy. Like, if KD was like, if he came over to the Golden State and was like the main guy, then I'd be like, oh yeah, that's a fair comparison. But like, come on, like Curry was still the main guy. Like, and Yamal
mean, Yamal's more
at his
Curry.
age,
Yamal's more Curry than he is KD.
yeah. Yamal at his age is just like at his age to be comfortable being the main guy and winning stuff as the main guy. It for Barcelona, like the pressure at Barca is like he's playing for Barcelona and Spain. People, it's like
Look,
these
again,
are like the greatest teams.
I don't mean this as that's what I'm trying to stress. I don't mean this as disrespect for Yamal. I think Yamal is a great player, and that's why I didn't use the word that I used in the group chat because I regret using that because I just think I was it was a bit of a hyperbole when I said that because it's just being a little bit emotional when people were just trying to go after Saka. It's just that's the whole thing that makes me wonder about this conversation is that it becomes a little. I'm happy that we're actually breaking it down and talking about both the players individually rather than when we get into these group chats. It's sort of like you bring up the name Bukayo Saka and it triggers everybody for some reason, and everyone wants to throw him in, and everybody wants to insult him. And I'm done with that sort of shit.
Yeah,
like I think it's ridiculous.
It is annoying. But like, and I think it's pretty like most of the players that people compare Saka to, it's like just it's stupid, and it's kind of like made it so that having proper conversations about him is very hard.
So then I put thrown into a conversation where it isn't stupid. That's the only thing. So what conversation are we going to have involving Saka? Because all the other ones are insulting. This one is the only other winger that you can.
I'd say
some of the best in the world.
I think if you first of all, like right wing is kind of hard because they're not that many.
Let's look at the Real Madrid ones, right? Would you take Saka over Vinny?
Saka over Vinny, yes.
Would you take Saka over Rodrigo?
Yeah.
So it's not a ridiculous conversation. Like those are Real Madrid's wingers.
Yeah, but like that I rate.
Would you take Saka over Rafinha?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's not a crazy conversation.
It's just you just pick the one guy that I think is literally like going to be like this generation's guy. Like
I get it, but maybe that illustrates to you that we actually have at Arsenal Football Club somebody who we can actually have a conversation about this. Like at the time when Messi was destroying the world, we had Theo Walcott right wing. I'm not having a conversation about Theo Walcott or Saka. You get me? Like this is or Theo Walcott or Messi. You get me? We actually have somebody who you can actually sit down and have a debate about it. And I think that's good for Arsenal Football Club. That tells you how good Saka is. I don't think people understand how good Saka is. I mean, he's good. He gets underappreciated.
He gets underappreciated, but I just don't think he's like on Yamal's like level. I don't think there's a conversation. Right. I just rate Yamal as like there's two players that I put just head and shoulders above pretty much everyone else in the world right now, and probably three, and that's basically Yamal, Mbappe, and Haaland, and like those three like are just sitting on the top.
Has been pretty bad since he's come back from Madrid. Like not PSG levels and as quite as much. It's not Isak. It's not Isak. So it's not the fall off has been like that. He's still a great player, but he's
Mbappe this season for Madrid's been kind of on one, bro. Like he's on one.
He has been on. I haven't been paying attention. Maybe that's part of the whole thing. Maybe I haven't been paying attention to Liga enough, and so
like Mbappe is like. He's probably like if he continues scoring at his rate and playing the way he has been playing,
that's what I was saying.
He's probably gonna get the Ballon d'Or if he continues doing playing like this.
Did someone ask us that question? I forgot which stream it was. I'm on so many freaking streams. Like, if you can put Haaland or Mbappe on Arsenal, who would you choose? And I said I would choose Mbappe just for the entertainment factor. But because Mbappe is more Henry-like, and you would have it would be like Mbappe and Haaland in the same league, like Ronaldo and Messi were, going head to head, going for the same titles all the time. It would be great entertainment.
Mbappe,
of course, Mbappe's got the platform at Arsenal to be able to,
Mbappe would first of all, Mbappe is literally everything that we want in a player. Not Haaland, Mbappe. First of all, in terms
so you agree with me on that? Okay.
No, I'm not even talking about entertainment. I'm not even talking about entertainment in terms of link up, build up, dribbling ability, fucking speed. He's literally able to do everything. He will just win. You just win us everything, by himself.
Yeah.
It's just that he was playing for Ancelotti. Literally decided to have a stroke and not actually be like a football coach when Mbappe joined. So that's why he was so shit last season. And then in this season, First of all, I'm pretty sure Real Madrid are top of La Liga right now. And Mbappe is like one of the main reasons that's happening right now.
Again,
Mbappe has been
that's the second
insane.
season thing. That's why I'm always been kind of thing like teams that year after the initial transfer tend to be when you really see what they are.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm saying about Liverpool, like this isn't the year that you're going to be afraid of Liverpool. It's next year because
Mbappe has like 13 goals in La Liga, bro.
Which, by the way, still seems human compared to what Erling Haaland is doing. But Erling Haaland now is on 28 goals in all comps.
Well, no, I'm talking about just in La Liga.
Yeah.
Well, how much does he have in the Prem?
I think like 17. What is it? No.
Nah, I think it's
similar number.
Yeah, it's not. It's like it's actually a similar number, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, this is the first time you really got to see me and Cal actually going at it in a debate.
Generally we're all like,
we're always kumbaya.
He has 14. He has 14 goals in the league.
Yeah.
And the thing, and let's face it, a lot of the goals that Mbappe scores, he's creating for himself. He's literally just give me the ball, dribble, create space, fucking score. Like, and he's also like can do the fox in the box shit as well. Like Mbappe is like people really like calling him Ninja Turtle and they like hating on him, but like Mbappe is he's not human.
Look, I gotta say, Mbappe was a player that when he was in the teenage zones, I also pushed him ahead of everybody else, but based on what I was seeing, and I saw him win a World Cup as a teenager as well. And I was saying like, but again, this is the way I phrased it at the time. At the time, I didn't say Mbappe is better than Messi and Ronaldo. I said by the end of his career, Mbappe has the potential, if he reaches it, to have a better career than them at the end when he hangs it up. I don't know if he's going to necessarily reach those heights because you think about, I mean, how amazing careers Ronaldo and Messi have. It's literally out of this world. So that's an unfair thing to say. But at the time, I kind of felt that. So I could see why people would skip the queue for Yamal on some things. Like again, I'm not here to completely shit on the guy or be deluded into saying he's not a good player. He's a great player. This is more of a perspective of Bukayo Saka is there. Maybe not as a talent, fine, but in terms of his production and in terms of how close he is, he's not far off. Like a few things go Saka's way, and Saka's got the Yamal resume.
Saka okay? The thing, okay.
I'm not even talking about a few games.
Yamal has already accomplished in football that a lot of players like dream of. Like he's already won like a major international competition as the main guy for his football club. He's already won La Liga. As all he needs is the Champions League, and then he's literally like practically.
Which I don't think is coming this year because I think they're way too exposed.
But like, let's say he wins a World Cup as the main guy. It's like and he has the platform to do that. You know what I'm saying? And like in order for Saka to me,
we're gonna see because I think this World Cup coming up is gonna be the US World Cup is gonna be really interesting.
In order for Saka to start to have like Yamal conversations for me, where it's not a ridiculous conversation.
Can you imagine? He needs to win. Can you imagine
if he wins the World Cup?
Right. Imagine Cal right now. Let's say Saka, we win the league, we win the champs, and then he goes over in the summer with England and they win the World Cup for the first time since 1966.
That's like.
But I'm saying it's not without the realm. Like what I say, it sounds like it's not without the realms of possibility that Saka can achieve those things. He's a special boy. He'll be doing something for England that's never happened in more than since 1966.
You know what you
many have tried and many have failed.
You know what you've just done? Anton? Like you've literally just asked Saka, to end Arsenal's 20-year drought in winning the Prem, win Arsenal their first Champions League in history of football, and help England to win their first World Cup since the 60s.
Mm-hmm. But I believe in his capabilities. I think it's possible.
Like I don't think
it's not a crazy take. England is one of the best teams in the world at this current point in time in terms of the squads they can pick from.
I think there's like
so.
a
They've been
point.
to two finals of the
I think
Euros.
there's a point. I think there's a point in terms of doing all those things. Like, and for him to do all those things,
And he didn't have
that's like
crazy
a
numbers
point
to do those
zero
things either,
zero one
because
percent
he's in
chance.
great teams.
It's a 0.001% chance he does all of them. I think there's a good chance he does one of them. But
Are you
all
happy
of
with
them?
just one?
All of them? Like,
Well, but I'm
like,
saying that you, at the same time, and saying how unlikely it is, that you're also illustrating how special it would be if he were to achieve all those things.
yeah, but
He would
for
be
me,
the
that's
chosen
like,
one. He would be
but
doing
that's
stuff
like,
for not for England, but for Arsenal too.
yeah, that's like fantasy talk to me though. That's like, oh my god, what if Arsenal win the next 5 prems in a row? It's like, yeah, that'd be awesome, and we would be like one of the greatest teams of all time. But yeah, what the likelihood of that happening? You know what I'm saying? It's like
I don't
he
think
needs
it's
to do
completely out
something.
of the realms of possibility. I
He
think
need,
he's a
he's
lot
not.
closer to that than others.
Yeah, maybe, but like, yeah, like even
Again,
Yamal. What are the
again,
odds
so
that?
the thing,
What are the odds that what are the odds that Yamal win the league, win his league, win the Champions League, and win the World Cup? By the way, Yamal's in a better position to do those things than Saka, because his international football team's actually the best in the world, and he actually has a really good chance to win La Liga as well.
they're a bit like for
Like,
like England and Spain. I mean, we got Spanish midfielders in Arsenal's team that play next to Declan Rice, and who you would still say is the best.
like, come on, dude. Like, Spain's like they're the favorites, and
I'm saying, but
they've
England's right
historically
there.
won. They've historically won, and they've been winning. They literally
Okay,
like
but
they just won the Euros, and in that
England's right
last,
there. This English team is right there, especially when they're fully healthy and all the options that they've
yeah,
got.
just like
You've
Arsenal's right there, but like doesn't do it. Like,
I
it
mean,
doesn't mean anything.
like you got Morgan Rogers coming along. You can put Eze in that team. Palmer is going to come back. You're talking about some good players: Phil Foden, Kane,
Yeah,
Saka.
very good, dude. It's the
like,
same. It's the same thing with Arsenal, bro. It's like, yeah, they're good players. Yeah, they're in a good position, but they don't win.
I mean, there's a lot of conversation about MLS because he didn't get picked for England this time. But you maybe MLS goes in there, gets. I actually think he can get picked for England because I just think that they don't need a win and they could just try to give other people a chance. To be honest, I'm trying to see what else they can do. I wouldn't call it a slight on Miles, but like England, I think England has just got so many people they can choose from. People who are, I think we got this type of talents, like the next sort of gen talents. More of them now at England than we have had for a long time, and they actually work with each other. They actually get along. They like each other as people. It's not like in the old days when they used to freaking get in there and hate each other's guts. Like,
at the end of the
I
day,
think you're right about there. Again, we played all the way to the end, and Oyarzabal scored a goal right at the end to give them the win. It's not a huge difference between
but they
those
didn't
two
win.
teams.
They didn't win though.
And I think, by the way, Saka's got a better platform winning the champs than Barcelona this year. I think.
Yeah, I think so. But
and Saka's top of the league right now in the Prem, which Yamal is not top of the league in the Liga. So to say that maybe the World Cup one, you can edge Yamal and giving him a better chance of doing that. But in Premier League or winning domestic league, we'll say, and winning the Champions League this year, Saka's got a great shot. Thank you to the Arsenal. So
yeah,
like
he has a decent shot, but like at the end of the day,
this is a conversation that's ridiculous. They're still fighting for similar things.
Yeah, they're fighting, but he hasn't won it, dude. Why do you not rate getting it over the line? Why do you?
I know I do rate getting over the line.
No, you don't.
But I also see how close it is.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how close it is if you don't win. Like, this is the thing, right?
I mean,
like,
how many times did Nadal and Federer go head-to-head in finals, and Nadal somehow beat Federer all the time? Yeah, yet Federer overall will go down as the greater player at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, I don't watch tennis, bro. I don't know.
But I'm just saying, saying like that sometimes, like for me, if both these players are tired and the CVs are similar, and Yamal keeps winning and Saka still doesn't win fucking anything, that's a different conversation. I still believe that Saka is ready to explode.
Yeah,
that those trophies are about to come.
If Saka won something, I would still say Yamal's the better player because I just rate Yamal as a talent. But when Yamal's the better talent and he's won more and being the main guy winning more. How can I put them in similar conversations? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Saka doesn't beat him in any category except maybe GA, bro. Like what are we doing? Like, you can't be the lesser talent and have lesser trophies.
But then why, when you look at their heat maps, are we looking almost the same freaking thing? Like, they're neck and neck and everything. No, but statistically, they're neck and neck. They're competing neck and neck. The only thing that differentiates them is those trophies in terms of their accomplishments.
Which is
similar. The positions that they carry on the pitch are similar. Like, they're
a big deal. It's a
you
really
can compare
really
them.
Deal.
That's what's annoying me about the conversation. We got to finish the stream soon. But the annoying part about the conversation, Cal, is that even as an Arsenal fan, you're not going to be like, you will never use the words, it's not a ridiculous conversation to have.
It is a ridiculous conversation.
Okay. Well,
like as much as
and I'll give you credit. Not many people sit in the ring with me as this long, and you've done really well.
No, but like the thing for me, it's like, I mean, who can I fuck, there's no one like Gyökeres, like, even though he has like insane numbers, he had insane numbers. Like, I'm not going to compare Gyökeres to Mbappe. For me, that's not really like a conversation, even though he's my player and I like him. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Saka is literally my favorite player in football. He is. I love Saka more than I love anyone else. Number one favorite player in the world. But just because
I'm wearing a Barcelona top, that's why we can come in peace. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, just because because I love him so much and I rate him so much, doesn't mean I can sit here and see a player who's technically better than him win more than him and say, yep, they're in the same conversations. Like, I can't do that. I rate winning too much. I rate trophies too much. As much as Giannis is my favorite NBA player.
Mine too.
I wouldn't rate him the same if he didn't win. Like, when that finals games, like one of my favorite games in ever. Like, he dropping 50. Like,
same.
Fucking, I
cried that day. Like, you don't realize how long of a time coming that was for me.
Screamed to the top of my lungs. Like,
yeah, me too.
Sports euphoria. You know what I'm saying? But
I still got the championship hat and t-shirt from that.
I need that moment though. I think after that moment, like after he won, I'm like, okay, where does Giannis sit all time in the top 10, top 20 all time players? Like now you start rubbing your hands and you start going, okay. Like, does that mean like Giannis is like, shit if he didn't win? No, but him winning, it just puts you on that, like, on another plane of existence, bro. Like, it just does.
By the way, we're talking about Giannis. You should see the shit he's doing this season with a worse team. He is literally, it's a carry job. Yeah, he's having the best season of his career right now with like he's no longer the star power he had around him.
Yeah.
Literally the best player, second best player is Miles Turner and Kyle Kuzma. And he is, and the Bucks are doing amazing.
I've been getting more back into the NBA this season because my favorite players are Giannis and Luka, and they're both like fucking going scorched earth. Like, they're just cooking. So
Giannis is. I think Giannis is passing that test because a lot of people were saying about Giannis earlier, which is like, he had Middleton, he had Holiday, he needed those pieces before he can win the title, and now he's like, he doesn't have these guys, and he's gone next level. He's carrying a team,
and the thing is,
doesn't necessarily cover his deficiencies. Anyway,
this is why, but like on the same winning thing is like, and this is why winning is so important, and getting the trophy is so important. Like, Curry won before KD, he won 2 titles with KD, and then he won after KD again, and then it's like, okay. No. This is like Curry is the reason why this is happening, guys. And this is what winning does. Like if Arsenal were to like win the next 3 prems in a row, and Saka is like the guy, then you go, okay, now the resume, like, you can justify now everything kind of.
I was having arguments. This is the difference. We're talking about Giannis. I was having arguments about Giannis versus other people before Giannis had won the title, and I was sounding just like you are now, where I'm like, but.
Yeah.
And eventually that thing came. I still think that title is coming for Saka. I still think that moment that you described We're getting that in May at some point. We're in some form.
Like if we win the Champions League and Saka like scores and wins us the Champions League, it's like, okay, now you're in conversation. Now it's conversation time. But these moments matter. You're saying it's close. Yeah, it is close, but they matter. It's like,
okay, but what I'm saying is that Saka has the ability to change the narrative, and that's my thing. That's why it's not a ridiculous conversation to have. They're right here. All right, you might say you think Yamal is a little bit here. That doesn't mean that it's disrespectful to put Saka in this conversation.
Well, it is.
Saka is his senior.
No, like the thing is, it's like it's not baby steps. It's like walking across an ocean with one step. That's what it does for you. So there's an ocean, right? If he wins, it's a massive step. It's like,
so you're saying that there's Yamal and every other right winger on planet Earth. That's like
right now, 100%.
Right, well, at least you're consistent.
No, I'm like that's what I'm saying. It's like literally the worst comparison you could make for me right now, because it's like I don't think there are many gaps in football right now, and like the right wing. Like,
well, that's something you should know by now. Doing podcasts with me now, I know you had a few weeks off, so we'll call 13 podcasts with me, right?
Yeah,
I'm a man who shoots for the top. Who am I always comparing us to? I'm not comparing us to fucking Chelsea and freaking Spurs. No, I'm talking about Liverpool and City every single week.
Yeah,
like that's just the way I am. I go for the top dog. I don't piss about and go for someone else. I'm going for the top.
And the thing is, and it's not only about the trophies, because even though like freaking Kvaratskhelia like won the champs and he's a really good player, I still don't, I still think they're in the same realm. I still think they're in the same realm, right? But like Yamal for me is like when you're doing the things I'm seeing you doing and you're winning, it's like, well, there's no real conversation to have. That's the problem. Saka wins something, then we can start talking. When he starts to, I'm being the main guy doing it, because to be honest with you, right now I believe in this Arsenal team so much. Even if Saka doesn't have a great season, I still think we can win shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because of how the squad's built. So it's not just about.
We're having a different conversation, which I'm still having. Oh my god, I didn't get into this. What I'm still having with the Eagles fan base about people trying to basically discredit Jalen Hurts for his Super Bowl because this team is so great. Oh, he could have put the backup in there. By the way, he's played one game in his entire career, and think that he'd be more effective than a Super Bowl MVP. But like then we're starting to have those conversations. That also ticks me off. It's like you're discrediting somebody for getting you over the line and leading a team to the ultimate goal.
But yeah, we're at like 2 hours and 10 minutes. So yeah.
Anyway, no, that was good. That was fun.
That's a big. We're trying to break up these, so it's like segments, and we've literally been on this topic for more than an hour.
Yeah, but this was good. We can make a video, and this is the first time you've really seen us go head to head.
Yeah,
and just so you know, us two, we didn't give up any ground really in this. Can you imagine Thunderdome boys? This is what happens when me and Cal are practicing. This is us on the practice court, right? Yeah. So Chelsea boys, and you're coming on soon. Hopefully, we've got maybe some Tottenham fans. We'll see.
To be honest,
this is what you got to look out for, because me and Cal are fucking gonna destroy you.
To be honest, because you're my boy, like I'm not as polite. I might be a little bit more polite with the guests.
Hey, you're my brother, man. So your brothers can fight,
Yeah. You're just a little bit more, But yeah, that's a good conversation. First real like clash. But I think we should probably
and Cal, by the way, Cal's been well rested for this one. Cal hasn't really.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think maybe you needed this because you felt like you were lacking that inspiration to make content because Arsenal drew and stuff, and you were jet lagged. Now I've put the fire under you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Now you're ready to go. Six-sided KJ, put me in.
yeah. But yeah, man. Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for indulging in our arguments. Who do you think won? Please, in the comments, please say who you thought won the argument and who do you think was ridiculous or not. To be honest, I feel like most people are probably going to agree with me because there's just more rivals than Arsenal fans, and people tend to agree with anything that goes against an Arsenal player. I just happen to be that. I'm just honest. Like, even if it goes against my player at times. But big ups to Anton, who's like backing Saka to the moon.
Yeah, but you know what? There are other players on our team that I'm not saying that every fucking player in Arsenal is comparable to the best players. Like, that's just ridiculous. You're never gonna see me do that. You're never gonna see me compare Martinelli to like.
And there's certain comparisons that I hate as well. Like when people compare Declan Rice to Pedri, like Mo does that. Like,
oh
could you judge
god,
Mo?
no.
And I'm like, they're not the same. Like, that's not like, what are we fucking doing here? They're not the
honest,
they're not the
Declan
same
Rice
player.
is a unicorn. You can't compare
it's
Declan Rice to anybody.
bro. It's like comparing.
There's
like
a reason why
Gabriel
City,
to Haaland.
Chelsea, Liverpool, United, all when he was at West Ham, were all trying to get this guy out of West Ham. Arsenal, by the way, the team that eventually did. Because he's such a fucking unicorn that you can't compare him to anybody in world football. There's nobody. That's why like, we have a whole other conversation. We're at 2 hours 12. Want to have another one? We'll have it with the Chelsea fans. We'll do Caicedo Rice, and I'll just rip their fucking asshole out because.
But anyway, hey guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel to see more of this content. It's been a good one, good stream this stream. Please like the videos and support the channel. Please, take a look at the links, as the scan for Anton, his HotSport, and then scan for me.
Update on HotSport. I just went over 600 subs just during the stream. So
nice, awesome.
Yeah,
awesome,
I'm at 601 now. So yeah,
that's really good. That's really good. I need to start, continue to make content so I could hit 100. I think I'm on like 80 something.
You know what's so funny? The boost I got from the terrace, just being on there and being just the way I am, as you see in these debates. Do that on the terrace, and that is being there every single week, being like that is what's contributed to that. So it's a big part of it. So
I need to start, going on more streams and start making more content and start, I've had my break. Need to start,
man,
get back to the grind.
Right now, go to KJ. Hey, when he asks the question, who wants 6 sided, go in. I won't go. I'm taking a break this week, so I'm not going on. So you go jump in there, my friend.
Oh, there's 6 sided tomorrow
morning. Yeah.
I'll probably see, have a quiz. Take a look at that.
That's right. The Cal is back.
Alrighty. We'll see you guys next time, and thanks for tuning in.
Anton and Cal out.